Tyson had this big fight with you and AJ, which I don't see it. So can you help me to understand, like, how did that fight play out? Because I truly don't believe that that's going to be even a real fight. If you fight him, I think that's an easy win for you. I truly believe that.
It's just what it is. It's been a massive rivalry across the pond over in England here. It's been a massive rivalry for over 10 years, and the British public are still weighing. They're still baying for it. They still want it desperately. And even if we had a 200,000 seat stadium, we'd sell it out 10 times. That's how big it is over here. So yeah, I do think I could beat him in any time, whether he was 25, 35, or 95. And I just do think that's still a big rivalry. And God willing, everything goes well in this fight on Saturday night, and that's the fight we're looking to make next. And I hear the talk of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fighting. Great. It's let them fight if they're going to fight, but there's always going to be, even if we're 60 years old, I think it's still a massive fight in the UK.
And there is Tyson the Gypsy King Fury with the possibility of possibly fighting Anthony Joshua next, and stated that he could beat Anthony Joshua anytime, 25, 35, or 95, right? And he also mentioned, the Deontay Wilder versus AJ fight. And my counterpunch to this is, it is a big fight. I mean, it's a bigger fight than AJ versus Wilder, because Wilder hadn't came to that echelon. You know what I mean? It was once probably the biggest fight until Tyson Fury came back into the sport. That being said, I think that I think they should have both. I tried to respond back to whoever put they think that Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is a good fight. It was on my comments, right? And I tried to reply back, but for whatever reason I couldn't. But I'm replying now verbally. Okay. Shout out to you. That is a bigger fight, but why couldn't we have both? And I like how Tyson Fury responded to that, because he was like, well, why not have both of these fights? They can both happen. He didn't downplay the Joshua Wilder fight. He didn't do that, which was cool. He wasn't hating. He wasn't a pick me bitch. You know what I mean? Like that. No, I'm a better fight, so you should fight me, AJ. Don't fight Wilder. No. Why not have them both? I mean, we needed these fights. If these fights happen, it's good for boxing, regardless of when. And I think what people need to understand is the boxing is so fickle. And there's so many other options and so many other business routes that these promoters and these managers have for their fighters, that it's very so often that we get a fight that we actually want to see based on business. You know what I'm saying? Now, could Tyson Fury beat AJ 25, 35, 95? I say we'll see, because I think, and I look back at the Francis Ngannou fight. The Francis Ngannou fight is like a fight that everybody thought that Tyson Fury was going to dance around Ngannou and just pepper him with the jab, unload the right hand at will, and repeat the process until either someone gets knocked out or he wins a decision. That didn't happen. Francis Ngannou manhandled Tyson Fury, dropped Tyson Fury, made pretty much a mockery of the sport, because when that happened, it was technically UFC versus boxing. And for a UFC fighter to drop the best fighter in the world at the time, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, wasn't a good look for boxing. So AJ fighting Tyson, now that idea looking, just gauging, and I know it's another fighter, and I know Usyk. I know Ngannou is not Joshua, right? But it's not as cut and dry as people think it would be. You know what I mean? I don't think that fight would be, what people think it's going to be. I think what's important is we have to see how Tyson Fury, performs. I think the Arslan Markmadov fight, I think Arslan Markmadov is a game opponent. I think he's a lot tougher than people give him credit for. And I think that Tyson Fury, I don't think he's I don't think he's a Jet Caballo. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see, because Guido, is it Guido Villanella? Guido Villanella, right? You know, he stopped Arslan Markmadov, but he's also a big dude. He's like 6'5". So, you know, we'll see what he does on the night. You know, I'll be live for the fight. Stay tuned for the, if you haven't seen it, stay tuned for the fight breakdown, keys of victory, you know, between, and prediction of Fury versus Markmadov, right? But anyway, I think that we should get both fights. I think the fight could happen, but let's see what happens Saturday night. You guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury stating that he would beat Anthony Joshua at any stage in his career, at any age, period. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.